Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. We just reached 48.2k subscribers. Let's try to hit 50k by election day. Please like this video down below and subscribe to the channel. But before we get started, I have to tell you guys about my friends over at My Patriot Supply. Are you ready for what the future brings? Every day the news headlines get worse. Civil unrest, the second wave of COVID-19, economic collapse, massive suffering, not to mention what Mother Nature will do. The question is, will you be prepared? If you don't already have an adequate supply of long-term emergency food, it's like driving around without wearing your seatbelt, thinking you'll have time to put it on right before the accident. I urge you to build your emergency food now because there is no time to waste. And as always, my highest recommendation goes to the company I personally trust and use, and you can too. It's My Patriot Supply, the go-to experts in emergency preparedness. Their mission is your survival, and right now they're knocking up to $100 off their 4-week supply of delicious, nutritious food that's specially packaged to last up for 25 years, so make sure you don't pass this up. I believe that everyone has a personal responsibility to have at least 4 weeks worth of emergency food on hand at all times, and you can order yours in a matter of minutes. Just go to preparewithredeagle.com right now. That is preparewithredeagle.com. And today we have to talk about the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, she had lived for 87 years. She was on the Supreme Court. She was nominated by Bill Clinton, even though for a lot of you it kind of feels like she's been there since Abraham Lincoln was in office. But we do send our condolences to the family of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, while we also look forward and see what is going to happen in our political system, talking about, are the Republicans going to be able to replace her before the election? What are the political implications of the passing of Ruth Bader Ginsburg? You don't have to like her. I never really liked Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't have to say anything nice about her. I don't have to say anything mean about her either. But we have to look forward and we have to see what is exactly going to happen in our political system right now because of this, because there's been a lot of talk about who the replacements are going to be and can they get one through. Well, we're going to take a look at the replacements in a second. So Trump has a list, a short list here. Now, this article came out before his rally. His rally largely indicated that he is going to choose a woman, a female judge, to be on the Supreme Court. This would be his first female appointment. On the short list, they had him with Thapar. It seems like they will probably be holding him away, maybe for Breyer if Trump gets a second term, or if Alito or Clarence Thomas decide to step down. But from the looks of this, it's going to be a close race between Amy Coney Barrett, Barbara Lagoa, and Allison Jones Rushing. And there are some other justices on the list, but these are probably going to be for long down the road. But as for who replaces Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it is probably going to be one of these three women right here. Amy Coney Barrett is in the middle here. She has been scrutinized based on her stances of abortion. However, conservatives have raised concerns about her claiming that she would recuse herself from a case that would have her Catholic faith be a conflict of interest in the case. So you look at that there. A lot of conservatives may not be down with her for that reason, but a lot of liberals hate her because she is very anti-abortion. Now, I worry about Amy Coney Barrett being able to get through to begin with in terms of the Supreme Court nomination process. I feel like even some of the moderate conservatives would not be able to vote for Amy Coney Barrett. It's sad that that is the case, but it is an election year. It does hold a little bit more weight. Barrett probably would be on the Supreme Court in Trump's second term if Donald Trump was to get reelected and have another chance at appointing a justice. The safe pick here is Barbara Lagoa. Lagoa is on the right here. Lagoa is relatively young. I believe she's 51 years old. She was a DeSantis appointee to the Florida Supreme Court from what I've heard, and she was recently confirmed for a judgeship in the Senate by an 80-20 margin. They should probably have no problem getting some of the moderates to vote for her. I do have questions about her record on abortion, questions about her record on immigration, but if Donald Trump gets her through, that would be a big, massive improvement from Ruth Bader Ginsburg alone, and if he would get that done, that would be a big accomplishment if it happens. Could you imagine if he gets this done before the election? And if he also somehow gets a vaccine that gets distributed in late October, Donald Trump would cruise to re-election if that was the case. Allison Jones Rushing is another choice. She is very, very young. I think Trump probably goes with Lagoa. He likes the Ivy League types. She graduated from Columbia Law. I also think it would be a fairly good choice for him electorally. He's making gains with Hispanics. He could accelerate that process. He also would shore up Florida to his column, basically because she is from Florida. She was relatively popular in Florida. Trump could make some more gains with the Cuban-American community in the state of Florida, particularly in Miami-Dade County, where Republicans did a lot better than expected in the 2018 midterms. So very, very interesting developments here. And for the people on the left that are going to sit there and say, oh, well, this is unfair because Mitch McConnell held Merrick Garland basically hostage in terms of his hearing back in 2016. He would not let them vote on Merrick Garland. They would not put him up for a vote to confirm him. And that is very true. However, my opinion on that is I don't care. The left clearly wants war. Before any of this happened, people on Twitter were calling for Mitch McConnell's head. They were calling for his head. They were calling for Ted Cruz's head, the heads of a lot of senators. The left has gone totally unhinged, more unhinged than before, and they're going to continue to go unhinged. And the basis of how they treated Kavanaugh back in 2018 alone should guarantee that Donald Trump gets 3,000 Supreme Court nominations on his last day in office, even if he was a lame duck president. That's how the actual justice of the situation would have been. So I don't really care. The left wants war. That's all they want. And we know that they're the hypocrites too. Chuck Schumer, back in 2016, saying the Senate has confirmed 17 Supreme Court justices in presidential election years. Do your job. I say the same thing today. I say the same thing to Donald Trump. I say the same thing to Mitch McConnell. Get it through as soon as you possibly can. Secure your legacy. We are at war. This is not some type of, petty partisan politics. This is an actual war. We see what happens in our streets. It's happening in our institutions as well. And that's the way it is. And we know what the left is going to do. Here is Joe Kennedy III saying if Donald Trump holds a vote in 2020, we pack the court in 2021. It's that simple. And the left is setting themselves up for failure here, especially electorally. Republicans in places like Arizona, Georgia, North Carolina, even Florida, you could say, they're going to be more enthused now, especially in the evangelical community, to come out and vote for Donald Trump based on the judges factor alone. Because Democrats are now threatening to pack the court in 2021. This is a very fascistic tactic. FDR used this tactic back in the 1930s. Joe Kennedy is basically saying that Democrats should pack the court. Many Democrats back in the primaries during the debate season said that they would pack the court with activist judges to undo our Constitution relatively overnight. This is exactly what they're trying to do. And it's very sad, but it's the true case. They will pack the court no matter what. We cannot give them an inch. You give them an inch, they take a mile. That's the way it is. Donald Trump needs to submit his pick for approval. It's going to help out significantly, and that's the way it is. Again, the GOP has two options. One, you fill the seat, or two, you give the Democrats a reason to vote for Biden. Court packing is not as popular as a 6-3 conservative court. The 6-3 conservative court is not that popular. But I will say this, court packing is much less popular. That is the way it is. Very few Democrats really want to pack the court. And yes, if there was a Republican president that also wanted to pack the court, Democrats and independents would be severely against it. So Democrats are going to be in limbo here. Are they going to say, oh, we're going to pack the court in revenge, or are they just going to be sheepish and feel demoralized? That's the question. For that, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm more confident in Tillis now. I'm more confident in Perdue's re-election chances as well as Martha McSally, who actually surprised me yesterday and said that she wanted to vote on a Supreme Court pick for Donald Trump. That was a very, very good move on her part, especially in a state like Arizona that severely cares about the Supreme Court. You have a lot of moderates there. Moderate conservatives, traditional conservatives going back, the Romney era, the McCain era, those are the neocons, but they still like the Supreme Court. So them having a reason to vote for Donald Trump is just another good sign in the state of Arizona. And that is also why it's important to do it now. You need a win for the base, and you need to not give the Democrats another reason to go out there and vote for Joe Biden come November. And if he does say pack the court, well, that's not going to play out too well in his cards either. That's just the way it is. And a lot of the people that were very upset about Ginsburg passing, though, they were going to be the ones voting against Donald Trump anyways. So in terms of that, I'm not too worried about the Democrats getting a huge turnout surge because of this. I don't think the Republicans are going to get a massive turnout surge either. But if Trump gets that win for the base, that would be very, very huge for his re-election chances. And again, I tell conservatives to not be principled about this. I tell this to a lot of the moderates out there. And I have to reiterate it once again. The other side thinks it's a war. They don't think it's a principled conversation anymore. So trying to avoid looking like a hypocrite or whatever, by the way, they look like the hypocrites. It's perfectly in the Constitution. It's perfectly written that a president can appoint a Supreme Court justice at any time. So they're the hypocrites based on what they tried to do in 2016. We're doing the same thing back to them. The difference is we now hold the Senate. They did not hold the Senate back then. If they held the Senate now and the presidency, you know damn well that they would be pushing a Supreme Court justice through today. It would have already been confirmed by now. I can almost guarantee it. So get the judge confirmed this week. The future of our country depends on this. You're going to have somebody that's going to go out there and further decimate the rights of the unborn out there. You're going to have somebody that's going to go out there and be a total activist on immigration, call for open borders. That's the difference that we have here. So we need somebody strong. And Donald Trump is putting together a list. Anybody really is an improvement from Ginsburg. So don't really feel demoralized if he doesn't put your pick on the court. If he can get Barrett in there and he has enough votes to confirm Barrett right away, that's a good thing. If not, maybe he does go for Barbara Lagoa. That's another good thing. Again, that would help him electorally, especially in Florida. So either way, I do have questions about all of these judges' records, but I will say this. It's a very big opportunity for Donald Trump to take a big victory for the American people for the next few decades. 6-3 court, could you imagine what that would do? And if Biden tries to court pack or even mentions court packing in one of his speeches or debates or whatever happens between now and the election, it's going to hurt him severely, and that's not going to play out well. So Donald Trump doing 4D chess yet again. We'll just have to see what happens. But anyways, rest in peace to Ruth Bader Ginsburg, but also hello Amy Coney Barrett, hello Barbara Lagoa, or hello Allison Jones Rushing, or one of these other people. I've heard the name Joan Larson being thrown around. Joan Larson would be a great pick. She's very law and order, very tough. And she's also from my home state of Michigan, so hopefully she would also be on the short list. We'll just have to wait and see, guys. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. Become a member. Donate to the Patreon or subscribe. Star links in description. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.